I wonder who I can tell? I am very scared because he told me nobody would believe me. What should I do? Maybe I can tell a teacher or my principal. I'm so distracted, I hope nobody notices.
Sarah, you seem so distracted today. Is there something you need to tell me?
No, Mrs. Stevenson, I just didn't get enough rest.
Sarah, why are you so sad?
I'm afraid to go home, Jamie. I'm afraid to go home because my dad is going to hurt me. He tells me that I can't tell others, so the abuse will continue.
I missed you so much today, Sarah. Let me show you how much I missed you. You just can't tell anybody.
I wonder why my mom hasn't noticed anything yet. I always hate being around my dad and I try to show resentment. Maybe she thinks I just don't trust him.
The next day, Sarah returned to school with courage to tell her secret.
Mrs. Stevenson, my father has been abusing me for a very long time. He has threatened me not to tell anyone and not even my mother knows. I need your help to set me free.
Sarah, just know that you aren't alone. 1 in 4 girls and 1 in 6 boys are sexually abused before the age of 18. It was brave of you to speak up. Remember, it's never your fault.
You'll be in there for a very long time. Remember kids, always speak up if you know someone is being abused or if you are being abused. Silence is never the answer.
2 years later, after all of the abuse, Sarah has recovered and is now using her story to empower people to speak up and fight against this crime.
Sexual abuse, just like any other abuse, is not okay and should not be tolerated. Speak up whether it's for you or a friend. You will not be in trouble because it is not your fault.
Good morning, Wetumpka High School. I'm Lucas.
And I'm Lauren, here for your morning announcements.
Now for a moment of silence.
Please stand for the pledge.
Attention,
Salute, pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
If you have any funny selfies that you would like to submit to the yearbook, please send them to wetumpkayearbook@gmail.com.
Children's book drive will continue through March. That's it for your morning announcements.
See you next week.
Good morning, Wetumpka.
Welcome to sports, where we bring the heat.
I'm Jasmine.
And I'm Victor.
Your track team went to Troy Invitational Meet. In spite of being cold and wet, the Indians shined.
Your girls placed 2nd overall and your boys placed 5th overall. Congratulations to a job well done.
Our track team will travel to Troy University next week for part 2 of Troy Invitational Meet.
That's all for sports. Next, Indian Spotlight.
What's up, Wetumpka? I'm Jay.
And I'm Casey, and this is your Indian Spotlight. First, your quote of the week.
Your quote of the week is, "Don't dwell on the past or the grief you hold within. Push through the tears and love the moment, because this is something that will make you stronger in the future."
Now for your teacher of the week.
Good morning, Wetumpka High School. I'm Lucas Sloan with our teacher of the week, Mr. Porter. Mr. Porter is a teacher for the 9th grade English. How long have you been teaching?
This is my 16th year.
What made you decide to teach?
Well, my undergraduate was in management, and so I remember one day I was working on an end cap, leaving some cryptic notes for my employees, and I just felt like I wasn't utilizing all my gifts. So I went back to school after I got married and got my master's in English education.
What's your favorite memory from teaching?
You know, I don't know if I have a favorite memory, but I have one of the more interesting ones. I think I was at Jeff Davis High School, and I was working bus duty in the parking lot area, and there was a fight with this young lady, and she was being held by the police officer, and so somewhere or another her sister found out that she was having an altercation at campus, and she shows up at Jeff Davis back parking lot, and she jumped on the police officer's back, and they're struggling in the middle of the parking lot. And I remember he had this habit of taking his pins off of his taser and just kind of dry tasing people to break up fights. So he was reaching for his taser, and when the girl jumped on his back, it dislodged, and he kind of tased himself in his upper thigh area. And he just fell to his knees in the parking lot. And I remember thinking, I was on the radio and I couldn't believe it was really happening. And probably 2-3 minutes later, the officers, like the entire MPD was in our back parking lot. So I don't think I'll ever forget that experience.
All right. This has been the Teacher of the Week, Mr. Porter.
Next up, your Student of the Week.
Good morning, WHS. I'm Cam here with your Performing Arts Student of the Week, Damien. All right, first question. So what made you want to get in the band?
I mean, it really started in middle school. I mean, I was talking to my mom because at the time I was doing football and band. Homeboy to Ray. But anyways, she was like, bro, you need to do band. And I was like, why? Because she was like, she felt that band would like further my career, and now that I've been doing it for so long, I'm starting to actually foresee that, you know, it'll get you places. So that's why I started doing it, and I love it.
Okay. What instruments do you play so far?
I play alto sax, tenor sax, baritone sax, all the saxophones. Just put it that way.
Okay, so what accomplishments have you gotten so far?
I mean, last weekend we went up to this competition sort of thing. It's called All-State, and we went up there and we went through this whole audition process, and I placed second chair of our district.
Congratulations.
So I'll be a part of the 2018 District Honor Band, and I just got casted in our upcoming musical theater right down the hallway. I got casted as Sean Moore, one of the lead roles, and I'm excited for that.
Okay, well this has been your Performing Arts Student of the
And now, your Senior of the Week.
Hi, we're here with our Senior of the Week, Trinity. How are you today, Trinity?
I'm good, how are you?
I'm doing fine. Trinity, how does it feel to finally be a senior?
It feels great, actually. I just wish it hadn't gone by so fast.
What colleges are you looking at?
I'm going to the University of South Alabama to majoring in meteorology.
How does it feel to be the battalion commander?
It feels great, actually. I'm really glad that I got this opportunity, and since I've had such a great staff, it's made my job really easy.
And what advice would you give to your underclassmen?
Stay in school. Don't do drugs.
That's our Senior of the Week, Trinity. Thank you, Trinity.
You're welcome.
This has been your Indian Spotlight.
Thanks for watching.
So why, when I'm so far from you?
Well, if I have to teach you how to be a reporter, Ollie, I'll do that later.
Why don't you do that later, Jim? I think the lady expressed herself, and you're not here, you're there. Is there any question you'd like me to ask her?
No, I'll give you lessons on how to become a reporter later.
I'll give you some lessons on how to be an editor, because I was your boss once.
Yeah, you were, and are no longer. How did that happen?
I miss my 20 acres, barbecues and pecan pie.
A little bit, filled in with some air,
okay,
not
so
as low of pressure, but Camille.
Chad,
let me talk, Carol.
Translate that for us. I don't know what that means. What does that mean?
Well, if you would let me talk.
Okay. We should tell you LeBron James is going to star in Space Jam.
Well, we actually, oh, you mad because I already read that? I'm sorry.
How's Steph Curry's knee?
He's nursing it, and it's getting better.
Mm-hmm. How long have we been friends? 23 years.
I didn't know you were going to do it.
Have you ever, and I'm going to say this with a smile, ever heard me say right before you came on, there's an irrigation problem in Gilroy?
You have to talk to Cassim. You got to talk to
Skies. I miss my 20 acres. Place in the world.